Welcome to a brand new podcast, and this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries, if you want to put your business on this platform, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a donation to the podcast, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com via PayPal. Definitely will appreciate that. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of products: men's, kids, ladies' clothes, jewelry, house products, etc., etc., etc. Over 20,000, well, no, exactly 20,000 products. Evolution of London at Gmail, evolutionoflondon.com. Also, check us out at Evolution of London, evolutionoflondon.org. O-R-G. We have a whole wide range. You will love it anyway. You'll love it. For the people that don't know about these websites, you definitely need to check it out. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of goodies that I know you'll be interested in. So that's evolutionoflondon.org for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products. Finally, evolutionoflondon.store, S-T-O-R-E. Find games, DVDs, just DVDs, and more clothes shipped throughout North America, evolutionoflondon.store. We have different links to other affiliates, www.linktree.com/Evolution of London. And we do have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, digital artwork, and we do consulting services as well. So I definitely need y'all guys to check that out as well. You definitely, I highly suggest that. I definitely highly suggest that. It's a lot of great stuff there. I get a lot of emails when people shop and get stuff. They tell me, I get feedback. Evolutionoflondon.store. Check out the company. Well, actually, the Patreon channel. Sorry, the Patreon channel. I just was drifting off a little bit. The Patreon channel, as I mentioned, we have digital artwork. We do consulting services. And we have videos that's not posted on YouTube. So www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. And I was reading off my email, so I got a little sidetracked because I get a lot of comments coming in pretty much every half an hour and under, all over the world on different social media platforms that we have. So I'm sorry, got a little sidetracked. But those things, you can definitely check out the Patreon channel, Linktree, the stores as well. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles is from frankincense and myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, vanilla, just to name a few. So you will find very good, very great quality candles. 100% quality, I would say. Over 35 plus burning hours. Yeah, it's definitely the truth. Royalty 9 International, their candles is good. You can email them royalty9international at gmail.com. You can also find them on social media, Royalty 9 International on Instagram and TikTok. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, email him at healthfitnessconsultant1 at gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1 at gmail.com. Yes, he's a very good fitness instructor and give you great advice on nutrition as well. He gave me advice in terms of wheatgrass, and I know that certain things y'all guys know about wheatgrass, but let me tell you something, it's amazing. And then turmeric as well. We know about turmeric on spices, but turmeric on just drinking it and putting in tea, antioxidant, very good for taking toxins out your body. Mr. Well, he's very good for giving great information, so I definitely recommend him to you. So email him and also check out his merch. www.wjaaccessories.com. So www.wjaaccessories.com for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. I have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And continue to train on YouTube is his Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye. Like, subscribe, and share to Greatness 19 as we approach an 850 shows. And on the same page, if you scroll down the Greatness 19 channel, you will see Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. So like, subscribe, and share to Mr. Evolution as well. We on Rumble. Rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. Can't forget that. Rumble, Rumble, Rumble. And the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, just to name a few. I just mentioned Rumble. We're there as well. www.theoracle19radio.com. So you'll find information in the description box of all of those platforms as I mentioned. Again, it's delicious. Well, now that we get the business aspect things about out the way, today's topic, yeah, we go with Mr. Greatness on one. Should women be trained? Should women be trained? And I know women is already ticked off. I ain't no puppy. I ain't no dog. Can't train me. And no, I don't take you ladies as dogs. No. But when you go to a job, when you work at a job, you have to be trained. You might not like that noun, adjective, adverb, however you translate that as. You go to the job, they have to train you for that position. If you playing sports, you constantly have to be trained to play better, to be the best you can be. If you work out, you have to train. You got to train your body so it could be built in good shape to have high performance. When you eat right, you're training your body to adapt to the nutrients inside your body so you could be functional human being. So everybody got to be trained in some form of fashion. But ladies don't like it when men like myself say that women need to be trained because you immediately equate that to being an animal. No, let's get right to it. You belong to me. You're going to say, I belong to nobody. No, you belong to me. I have a show on that. Just like what I'm saying, you belong to me. Not me belong to you. If you are a religious person, you'll find that in the scriptures. This is why some of you want to say, this is why I don't believe in the Bible. Okay, you heathen. Fine. It's your choice. When you living with a man, the man is the head. No buts about it. But weak men in this day and time, you new age men will say 50-50 partnership, or she is in charge and all of this stuff, or we equal. No. In a household, the man is the leader, he's the decision maker, you are his secretary, and the children is underneath you. That's the pecking order. Well, the pecking order in my life. Maybe in your lives, you rule your man. See, this is phase number one. This is why a lot of you men have a whole bunch of problems. Because number one, you don't have no penis discipline. When you have females saying, I'm in charge, I'm the boss, they shouldn't be around you. This is not your woman. She belongs to all of us. She's a community woman, independent woman, whatever. She's the type of woman that you just hit it and leave her where she at. Now, this is why she would say, this is why I don't belong to no man and I deal with women. Those women, let them be with other men. Other women, and see how far that will get them. Most likely it's a short situation. I've seen it over and over. It's not no real relationship. Is it accepted? A exception to the rules? Absolutely. A woman or a person could drive a car with their feet. That don't mean it is righteous, the right thing to do. So your woman needs to be trained. Yes, she needs to be trained. And a lot of women say, well, this is why you don't miss the grain. You probably have no woman. Okay, cool. That's what you feel. That's what you believe. I'm cool with that. Because at the end of the day, you're not my woman. So I don't have to worry about you. And you will say, well, you're not my man. I don't need to worry about you. That is cool. Unfortunately, the men that you meet, for the most part, are weak-minded men. Men that will accept your 50-50 partnership, accept the BS that you present to them. But if more and more men actually is growing and understanding that they are the prize and you are the abundance. But it's still going to be weak men, simpish men for you, so-called dominant, strong, independent women. There's always going to be a market for you. But you're going to be alone. You're going to be jumping from man to man. You're going to always have problems. That's just what it is. Because you haven't been trained. Yes, I said it. I should repeat again for you just in case you need clarity. You, ma'am, need to be trained. Trained. You need to be trained. Is that clear for you? Oh, I'm not no puppy. Okay, but you still need to be trained. Men, you need to be able to be the true leaders that the Lord Most High God bestowed upon you. Unfortunately, you don't know your worth. You allow your old dusty female, smelly female, disrespectful female to come in your midst and say, my poom poom is the prize. Because the only thing she can offer you is that. Let's be for real. Let's put it in perspective, okay? Let's put this in perspective. This is not like the days of Little House on the Prairie. Just in case you new age people don't know, Google the TV show Little House on the Prairie or the Waltons, and then go back and even look at the women of the 1800s and so forth. These was more women, traditional women. What we have today is modern day savages. I was going to say traditional savages, but you could say that too. But you have really modern day savages, and I'm speaking of the women. I look at the women in my town, city, state where I reside, and I'm speaking in general, but I'm also speaking on a personal level. And these modern day women are trash. They not trained. They dumb. The only thing they swear in their mind that they got so much to offer you, and they're not like the women of the past. And it doesn't matter if these women lived in America, Canada, they could be in South America, Africa, Asia, India. Each man, Europe, each man from that region say that they're, it's kind of funny. Each man say that their women modern day in their country is not traditional like the women of old. I talk to the Asian community of men, Indian men, white men of different countries, and they all say the same thing, that the modern day women in their region is not like the women of yesteryears in their region. They all, majority of them say the same thing. So what that telling you is not the same, because these women is not trained properly. They not trained. I had a joke from a African brethren that I know. He talked to me, and this is his mouth, okay? I'm not saying I would do that, of course not. But this is what he was saying. He said the problem is a lot of women in North America, they need to be trained, and I'm paraphrasing. If they was taken back home, they'd be beaten. They'd be trained, I guess, by getting beat down. Yeah, and yeah, I know y'all ladies will say, "Well, this is why I don't go to Africa." I mean, all of that. I get it. I get what you saying. I that's all I'm saying. I get what you're saying. But the point is the mentality. This is why a lot of men is not putting you on a pedestal like you used to be. That's why the dating world is getting harder for y'all women. And it's not about you being a slave, but the point being that you have no value. You can't even do the basics correctly. And you thinking your stink pum pum is the all and be all. You can't cook properly. You can't clean properly. That was one of women's best assets, being a nurturer, being able to cook from scratch well, clean the house, clean their bodies. But these women can't even do that correctly. I look at these modern women, these teenagers, these 20-some-year-olds looking all dusty, jumping from man to man. Their bodies look sloppy. I look at these women 19, 20, 25, 29. Their bodies look sloppy. You should be the prime of your life. Your body's supposed to be looking tight, firm. But these women in their 20s and teens, their bodies look sloppy, horrible. You don't even want to stick your thing in them. I know we as savages, we just do it anyway on GP. But you got to train yourself, man, and having more discipline. All of us should be responsible for doing that because these women are sloppy and dusty. They don't work out. They don't take care of their bodies. And then what their definition of taking care of bodies is getting fake breasts and fake behind so it looks all propped up and getting them eyelashes as long as a ruler so it could show up their eyes and stuff. They look horrible. They look run down. They put pounds of makeup on them. And when you take it, they look old. You got 25, 27, 29-year-old women supposed to be in the prime of their life. When they all make up in tight clothing, they look flawless. They look like eights and nines. But when you take it all off, they run down. They looking from an 8, 9 to like a 5, and really a 4 in certain places. Their bodies are sagging. They smoking. They drinking. The bodies is torn up. And then 19, 20, 24. It is horrible. And they think their little poom poom, their little box is the all be all. Y'all men need to train these women that, you know what? If you cannot get yourself together, I will leave you alone. And then you got to stand on it. You got to leave them alone. See, I'm a recovering savage. So I still dealt with those women that was run down and talking crap. But then I had a wake up call and I said, enough is enough. I'm getting too old for this. My value goes down when I'm dealing with these scallywags. You cannot deal with them if they not going to obey you. If you cannot train them, if they untrainable, you got to leave them alone. Young man, old man, middle-aged man. You got to leave them alone. They have no value. These women have nothing to bring to the table but their box. And they think it is an all be all because they know a lot of people would DM them and say how beautiful they are. I look at these cold sore, decrepit, acne looking. These women, they look terrible. And they talk so much crap, bouncing around like you actually need them. And y'all guys spend money and get on your knees and praise them and say, y'all the beautiful thing since sliced bread. Guys, it's not worth it. They are not worth it. But the problem is, let them go and say I be alone. Let them go and want to deal with other women. You don't need that because it's peace of mind being alone than a knucklehead out here that has no value and give you diseases and then you get children by this one and then she calls you hell for 20 years. You don't need that. You need to train your woman. If she's trainable, you could train her. If she's not trainable, send her, let her be for the streets. She's just another slut for the community. Because we can always use sluts at night or day or mid-afternoon. Relief from the pressures of job, but believe me, don't get caught up in her tears and her talk. Don't get caught up in her stories, and by all means, do not get her pregnant. Let her stay in the streets. You have to be emotionless. You can't have emotions. You cannot feel sorry for her. She has no pride for herself, so she's not going to have pride for you, men. She don't like you. These females don't like you. Now, I always say there's a difference. There's women, this don't apply to you. You already coachable and can be trained. This is for the modern day females out here. These bitches out here that is not trainable. Let them be for the streets. Let them enjoy their fake Summer, fall or spring, girls' night out. Let them enjoy themselves. You don't have to deal with them. Let them defend for themselves. Since they strong women and they know everything, you don't even have to. If you see them in the streets getting beat down, you don't need to save her because you don't even know the story behind it. Nowadays, as a real man, you got to be careful how you move. This is a reality. This is sad here. You want to put on your Superman cape to defend a whore out here or potential whore, and you don't know the whole story, it could cost you your life. That's how deep it is. That's how deep it can be. If she's not trainable, leave her alone. Send her back. Doesn't matter how big her breasts she is, how big her butt is, how pretty in the face she is. Send her back. Let her deal with her own misery. She's comfortable that way anyway. She's not respecting you anyway. A person that don't respect you, hey, listen, men, newsflash. Modern day females do not respect you, men. So why should you respect her? You see, this is a very basic thing that you need to know, men. If a woman don't respect you and don't want to be trained, and don't force her. You don't have to punch her out and stuff like that. It's not necessary to put your hands on her. If she don't want to be trained, let her go. Because it's somebody on this thinking planet Earth that will want to be trained and will respect you. Believe me, you'll get to know what love really is. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. This is a big world. Women should be in competition with each other because they are, is for one man is like 20, 15, 20, 25 different women. But they think all 25, they all think they got a chance and they all think they could find a six figure, 6 foot, six pack, that type of thing, the triple sixes. That's why they're demonic. Just on their mentality, I just gave you the breakdown. 6 feet, six figures, six pack. They into the triple six. That's demonic right there. That should tell you everything you need to know about that woman. If you really a thinker, man, if you use a third eye, man, that's plain and simple. That's right in front of you. But no, you going with your physical desires. You going with your emotions. You thinking the woman is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You want to put her on a pedestal, and it's even religion do that, especially the Hotep community. You know, that community I talked about on the show previously, the Hotep community, want to put women on a pedestal. How you going to put a woman on a pedestal from Flatbush, Brooklyn, that have 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, smoking weed and drinking? She just found God yesterday, and now you're gonna put her on a pedestal like she's queen. You gonna ordain her because she got a slip between her legs. Does that make sense? How you gonna ordain a person saying she is the queen? We gotta put her on the pedestal. A baby mama of 3 different baby daddies in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Bald-headed bitch. How in the world are you gonna put her on a pedestal? How are you gonna put a woman on a pedestal from the hoods of Toronto? Regent Park. You didn't think I knew that. From the South. From the southern states. South Carolina. Hood. North Carolina. How you gonna put a woman on a pedestal, white trailer trash from Nebraska? Omaha specifically. Las Vegas. The ones that work at a brothel. How about Cali? Downtown LA. How about the ones from Boston? Hartford. Vermont, Vermont, trash there, winter trash, snow bunny trash, Asian trash, Indian trash, Middle Eastern trash. How you gonna put the trash women, put them on the pedestal because they got slit between their legs? They first need to be trained. They before they earn the title, be on some type of plateau. They got to become worthy in your kingdom, men, proven that they ride and die. Chicks, come on, give me a break. Woman's a crackhead on a Monday. Now she just been in rehab on Tuesday, and now she's reading books on Wednesday. And you, jackass man, is putting her on a pedestal on the Thursday with no proof, no showing no records of progress. She just started it. I seen something online where Brittany Reiner, she, slutting it out. And then now she put on a hijab. And y'all men out here is putting her up like she's the next female Christ. With no works. She just out of her mouth. She's ready now to be saved again. And y'all guys are going to go and save her. Y'all guys are disgusting. Y'all disgusting. You didn't even train her. She got no training. She got a history of slutting it out. But y'all guys is going to want to train. Now you ready to train. Now you ready to put her on the pedestal because she's wearing some type of Islamic head wrap. And you watch the video of Brittany Griner have the head wrap. I mean, come on, man. Give me a break. I'm just using her as an example. Not even focus on her. But there's women like her. No proof. And still mad disrespectful towards men. Crazy disrespectful. It's just wild. You ain't even train up. She got no... But it's y'all men's fault. Just accepting any type of trash. Anything. And these women don't like it. They don't like what I say because they know, they like, first thing they will say, this is why you by yourself, or this is why you are by yourself and no woman wants you and stuff, or you, and then they throw all of those other words, you gay or whatever. I'm far from gay, but that's a whole different story. My dogs know where I'm coming from, but I'm not out here trying to prove that. That's not... It's whatever y'all believe, whatever, but this is just a teachable moment. Y'all men out here is messing up the game. It's y'all men's fault, not these women. It's y'all men, because you just accepting anything and everything, and any BS this woman is telling you, you just riding with it. You allowing her to disrespect you indirectly and directly. Most likely, it's not most likely. She's disrespecting you directly. Number one, she don't want to be trained. Here's the simple thing: dressing, knowing how to dress. If you are men, if you have a woman and she's your supposedly, your woman, what the hell she's out here in the club for? What the hell she's in the club for? When she's with you, whether she's your girlfriend, once you have sex with this girl, this is really your wife. This is your wife, technically. This is your prize. This is your woman. What? She's your wife. She should have no reason to be at a club shaking her ass, drinking with other girlfriends, acting silly. Go be home, read a book. Stay in the house and sweep. There's always something to do in the house. There's always some cleaning to do and fixing to do in the house. There's always some food that you can cook for extra couple of days. So when you go to work, you have enough food. There's always some food that you can reserve for your man. So when he goes to work, cook the goddamn food and keep your ass home. Bitch, what's wrong with you? Silly. And men, you need to enforce that. But y'all new age men would say, well, it's nothing wrong for her to go out. She needs to have fun too. I'm not her slave keeper. All right, that's why you going to have problems and still have problems. She needs to be inside the house doing something because there's always something to do in the house. Look, those club days is over. I don't give a damn how old you are. You got a man, and this is your man. Club shouldn't be. That's single people. Be technical. And especially a female going out there. Now you're going to say, what about men? Well, you can't do what men do. Oh, man, now I know but I said it, and I stand on it. You see me in the streets, and they ask me a question, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I told people the same thing. You can't do what men do. Now I sound chauvinistic. Okay, fine. But you belong to him. You his property. Oh, I'm not no property. Go to work and work for the system. You signed the contract. You belong to them. You part of their property, their responsibility until you finish work at 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, you belong to whoever you belong to. But from 9 to 5 or whatever time you work for, you part of the company. They are responsible for you. They are your daddies they are your daddies. You got to listen to them. You have a time when you can eat. You have the time when you have lunch. You have a time when you get paid. You are their property now until 5 o'clock. That's how it is. You might not want to hear it. That's what it is. And when you with a man and he has sex with you, you belong to him. But the problem is you feel you belong to nobody. Even when you have sex with that man, even when that is your boyfriend, you still feel you belong to me, yourself. This is why the problem is men. That type of woman, goodbye. Go into the streets. So you need to be trained of who your man is and what the meaning of a man. But most of you females do not respect a man. And your men allow that. So this is why it's chaotic. This woman smokes more weed than you. Man. So her whole insides is polluted. Lungs, bloodstream, polluted. I'm not for weed smoking anyway, especially female smoking weed. That's vapes and cigarettes and weed and whatever you want to say. This is why a lot of these females pum is dry. Because they heavy smoking and heavy drinking and it affects their blood. That's why their vaginas is trash. When you have sex with them, it's trash. Men, you won't tell your woman that. You would just say, oh, it's good, honey. Everything is good. Oh, E. Because you don't want her to get mad. You don't want to lose her. Tell you something. It affects the female's blood. It affects their body structure. Train up your woman. Men, you don't have no backbone. If she don't want to listen to you and she have a problem with that, let her be back into the streets. That's why you got a whole heap of single women out here, and they just become old women, bitter women. I told you this many times. There's wives. Let's put a category in it. There's wife, there's full-time wife, part-time wife, full-time girlfriend, part-time girlfriend, full-time concubine, part-time concubine, and just a whore, a prostitute. 7 different types of women. Just to use this as an example. What do you mean, Mr. Greatness? Full-time wife. That's your wife living with you. You have a family together, possibly kids, so forth. You know, you handle bills, y'all together. Wife, full-time wife. There we go. Part-time wife. A real cool female that is like a side chick. But she really, what makes a part-time wife is y'all been together for years. You had your full-time wife, but you go and see your part-time wife, and y'all been together for years, and she have a full understanding of the program that you're going back to your number one, but she's a part-time wife, and she's cool with that. Your full-time girlfriend obviously is not your wife, but you're not legally married, but you treat her like wifey. That's why you get that term wifey. You share everything together, not necessarily live together. You visit her or she visit you 3 or 4 times a week, and you share things and talk about things. So that's where you get the wifey, but she's full-time girlfriend. Part-time girlfriend is when you just get someone, you have someone in the streets that you see once a month. Part-time girlfriend, she just consistent. She knows the program and she's cool with that. You see her once a month. Now, a concubine, full-time concubine is when you see her once every month and a half. When your girlfriend or wife, part-time girlfriend or part-time wife, has her period. And this full-time concubine is cool. You in her area, you call her up, hey, yo, what are you doing? Not even like hi Elizabeth or hi Jane, or you're just like, hey, yo, what are you doing? And she been dealing with the rod of life from your genitalia. So she's liking your genitalia. So you don't even have to address her by her name. Yo, what you doing? You call up. I know this is crazy disrespectful, but I'm just saying the mind of how men is thinking, okay? Just giving you a little signs, little Jew. I'm just using that as an example. It's not the all be all, but this is just one of examples. You call up that full-time concubine. Yo, what you doing? Oh, nothing. What you doing? What you saying? Yo, well, I'm in your area. I'm here. We here? It's, what is it? 12:30 and it's in the morning. I'm in bed. Yo, man, I'm in the area. What it is, man? I'm here. I haven't seen you in a while. So she'd be like, why you always calling me when you want something, and you don't want to know how I'm doing. You just want something, man. Girl, relax. I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. Look, like I said, I'm working a lot. I'm just here. I'm here. Here I am. Yo, man, I show love, man. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm making moves. Now, number one, what type of fucking moves you making, man? Come on, man. What you make? What you saying right now? Nothing. It's a whole bunch of babble you saying to this woman. But she's taking it and loving it at the end of the day. And when she say, you only want just physical, you don't want anything else, she know what it is. But you're not gonna be disrespectful saying, yeah, that's all. But she know what it is, and she accepts that program because she wants the rod of life from you, because you give her that wood. Step 3, you don't even call her by her name. You just don't give a fuck. But you just like, hey, yo, she knows that's disrespectful, But you just like, yo, I'm here. Number four, you 12:30 in the morning, you just rolling up on her house. Crazy disrespectful. But she accepts that role. That's a full-time concubine. I hope that's clear to you. That's just an example, little taste. There's many different variations. A month and a half. That's approximate when you see your concubine, your full-time concubine. Now your part-time concubine, you don't really want you. It's once every 2 months because she's just ratchet. She got bad attitude. She got a big behind or big breastises. So you just holler at her because full-time concubine is busy. Your wives, your girlfriends, they busy or on the time of the month or they traveling, visiting family. It's a holiday. Who cares? Whatever. So you'll call that part-time concubine just to see what's good. She got a bad attitude though. She got a bad attitude, but you banging out because she's number 6 on the list. And it's there. She's on the roster, but she's like low. She's like once every 2 months when things is not popping. So you call her up, and being that she has such an attitude, you just try to call it up. You gotta set it up, like usually like a Saturday, maybe in the afternoon, because she's sleeping. This is a whack chick anyway. So you can't call her in the mornings, be all weeded up or liquored up or whatever, or whoever she was with or whatever. So you find out Saturday afternoon, you give her a shout, see what's good, and tell her, yo, man, I'm coming, I'm gonna be in your area tonight at 10. So it gives her time to get her mind right or whatever. And she knows what it is, and she likes your flow and your flavor, but you got to go through a lot of mouth with that. That's why she's a part-time concubine, because you got to go through a lot. You can't train that. So, and I'm saying this for my young dudes in the streets that's out here in these streets heavy. I know what it is because I've been out here in these streets heavy. So I know what it is. So I'm giving you the definitions from my perspective because y'all can relate. Some females not trainable. They just what it is. Part-time concubines. You see once every 2 months. But please don't get them pregnant. And please don't make them feel like they special. Please don't. Be very clear with them. Clear but not clear. Clear but not clear. Clear is there's no relationship between you and I. But if you keep your fucking mouth shut, I see you maybe from once every 2 months to a month and a half, depending on the situation. You maybe could move up to a full-time concubine level. Of course, you ain't gonna say that, but you make it clear that it's not anything, no real relation. We just chilling and we just friends or cool or whatever. Use those verbs and adjectives and nouns or whatever. This is how you have to train your women folks. Everybody have clarity. And if they not want to be about that program, it is okay. Because guess what? There's women that will want to be in that slot. But you have to be a super duper cat to be the best of you, a best version of yourself, to be in a position where you could call your shots. And even if you're not a super duper cat, learn to call your shots because you can. The beautiful thing about it, you have choices. Just like they exercise their choices. The women exercise their choices every day, every minute on the minute. Why not you, men? This is what it is. It is what it is. So that's just the breakdown. And of course, last but not least, a prostitute, a hooker. You could just pay her what you feel is worth, because these women tell you crazy prices. If you listen to them, they say a 500, 1,000, or whatever. All of that fugazi stuff. You dictate the price. If she don't want to, there's another female that could dictate that you could dictate the price, and she'll go for it. There's females out here that will eat, and they're not on the stroll now. They're not in like on actual streets in New York on 10th Avenue for all my New Yorkers in Manhattan, on 13th, or no, 10th or 9th Avenue or whatever. It's, that part of Manhattan by the West Side Highway. For all my New Yorkers that's in these streets. I don't know the dynamics now, but I know back in my little era, I know that was the thing, but I don't know, Now, my eyes and ears is, I'm not in the streets like that, but I still get the 411. I put it like that. But there's always a female. They be talking 300, whether they strippers or just straight prostitute, whatever. They be always talking about half an hour, 150, half an hour, 200, 300. Man, listen. There's always $50 that you could meet a college student and put it in front of her and she will go. This is the sad thing. Your prostitutes is not the ones that's actually on the stroll. They your church going women. They your college students, your university students, your next door neighbor that is a freak. There's always a market where you could just say, yo, here's $50. I only need 15 minutes of your time. And she will become a prostitute for you for that 15 minutes. Now, you go through a lot of women say, no, I won't do it and stuff, blah, 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 blah. I bet, something, I'm going to say this. This is a little bit different. Finding a hooker for the 15 minutes. This is the world we're in. This is the wacky world that we're in. I'm willing to guarantee you, maybe not necessarily all women, okay? But I bet some freak on the job, right? There's always a freak on the job that you work. Think about a freak on your job. Old, young, whatever. I said old, young, okay? Not underage and not elderly. Let's not get simple here. But there's always a freak on your job that if on the low, if you said, yo, here's $50 on the low, outside of work, because if you're doing it in work, man, you're going to be fired. But I'm just saying, and I'm not saying you should do this, but if you tested the waters out, there's always a freak on the job. I bet that freak, if you offered her $50, it's not impossible. That's all I'm saying. Now, men, please, 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 don't take my information and literally go to the freak and say, yo, I got $50 for you. Yo, I get some? No, my dude. You're going to be taken to HR the next day and you're going to be fired. And even if you do outside, she's going to run to HR and she's going to just say that you forced her, and you're going to be not only fired, but now you're going to be arrested and you could be labeled as a sex offender. We don't want that from you, men. So don't do that. No, I'm just giving you an example that it's not out of the realm of impossibility that you could find someone, because freaks is all over. That is my point. Freaks is in the church. Freaks is at the job. Freaks is not only on the streets. Freaks is at the university. Freaks is at the college. Freaks is all over. They your next door neighbors. So I'm just saying, like Ted the wrestler, Ted DiBiase said, everyone has a price. And that's where I get that analogy. Everyone has a price, and with these females, there's majority of them have a price. Not all, but majority of these females have a price, and they will give you a big price. But if you just say, "Yo, hold that $50. I only want 10 minutes of your time. That's it. 10 minutes of your time. Hold that $50." The average woman, especially if they in need, the average. That $50 for 10 minutes? 10 minutes. $50. Clock it if you want to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They might just say, I ain't no money and stuff like that. Quick $50. Just saying. Nothing is like Ted DiBiase used to say, everybody has a price. And really, a lot of these females, the way they project themselves, they got a price. How these modern day females project themselves, they got a price. Not the women out here, they don't have the price, but the modern day females, they got a price. And they all over. I hope I'm clear with that. So train your woman. Because if you don't train your woman, she's going to train you. And then she's going to hate you as she do already. Thank you for listening.